You didn't miss nothing yet. So we're using, like I said, using the 8 and the 40. So using that for our entries, and we're using the 200 or 200 EMA for, or for a trend. So as far as getting in our trades, I don't know what this waiting room thing is. This is gonna be annoying. But what's it called? Entering our trades. So when we're looking for our trades, when we're looking for buys, we're looking for the 40 to be underneath the 8. When we're looking for buys, we're looking for the 40 to be underneath the 8. Now, how do we know if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend? The easiest way, without even looking at our candlesticks, you should be able to identify if this is a downtrend, if you're in an uptrend, or what is going on in the market. Consolidation, when price breaks out, if you're in an uptrend or downtrend, price is going up or down, it shouldn't be too hard to identify. It's the basics. But we use our EMAs to basically guide us and tell us, where price is going and where price is at. So I always talk about it. Our EMAs are like moving support and resistance. So when prices, I look my best entries, and I like my best entries to hold, find my best pips, be confident in my trade, is when price either when price tests and comes to or 200 in our 144 EMA. So when price comes to these EMAs, this is when I like to start looking for my trades. So I like to set my alerts on these EMAs and so I know that, okay, price has hit price has hit the 200 moving average. So I'll get that alert, and I'll know that, okay, I can start looking for strong reactions off of this moving average, whether it be to the upside or back to the downside. I know that at these moving averages, I will start getting strong, some type of movement, and that's when I like to start looking for my trades. But it's real simple. When we're above or 200 moving average, we know we're in an uptrend and we're looking for buys. And when price is below, we're looking for sales down. So how do we read it? With our EMAs. So as we see right here, price shot straight up. Everybody knew this happened right at the end of or what is this, EG. So with EG, like I said, we're selling GBPs for the longest. We were doing it the entire time because what do we know? GBPs do the opposite of EG. GBPs do the opposite of EG. So that's why I always look at EG to see what's going on with EG, and then I look to see what my best GBP setups are. So basically going over to the system. Going over to the system. I saw somebody say, how do I mark up TradingView? All I do is take my zones, I take these values and I put them on TradingView. I take these zones and I just put them on TradingView. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing, I wherever it says on the system is where I take it and I put it on my TradingView. And then I have my chart marked up and I have my overall view, and I can look at it from the bigger picture and I can know what I'm looking for. So just like that, you can do it and you'll know exactly what you're looking at, and where you're looking for buys, sales, your high points, your lows, and you can start marking up your chart accordingly. So I say the system, I mean, you got to use it to your advantage. Everybody that doesn't, the first thing is, taking those support and resistances and putting it on your phone, putting those values on your phone, taking the time to do it every day. If you don't do it every day, then you're cheating yourself, because it's what we're here for and it's what we do. So every single day you have to know where your pivot level is. Understand that the system updates every single day because it's measuring the daily high and the daily low, and the pivot level is the 50% of the daily high and low. So therefore, we want to know where our pivot level is at, because we can look for strong reactions off of the pivot level, look for or buys off of supports and our sales off resistance. When we know we're in a downtrend, we're looking for moves down, so we're looking for bounces off resistance. It's not too hard. It's not too simple. Um, it's I mean, it's really as hard as you make it, and it can be as simple as you make it. When now looking at the system, it's just combining everything that we talked about, or 8 and our 40 or for our entries, looking for buys and sales, and or 8 and or 40 are looking for or entry points. So now looking at the system, what's the beauty of the system and why is it so good? Because what this template does is basically it measures the buyers and the sellers in the market. It tells you when there's more buyers and there's more sellers in the market. You see these candlesticks that are below and above, or candlesticks on the inside. Everything doesn't look like a regular chart because that's not what it is. These are Hikinashi candlesticks. They measure the momentum in the market. If you know about Hikinashi, you know what it does. Now, what do we have? Or candlesticks or momentum candlesticks. So they're measuring the market and they're measuring who has control in the market. So when it's green, we know the buyer's in control, and when it's red, we know the seller's in control. So how do you combine it? When they align, then we know that we have strong moves in the market. And when we have strong moves in the market, how do we make our money? By following price. It's not too hard. So for instance, this buy happened because of the Bredex news, whatever, right? So all the way through all last week, the entire week, what do you have on the screen? All red. So how do we read this? I mean, it's not, what do we know? R8, this is the same EMAs that we looked at over here, R8 and R40, or 8 and R40. So the purple is the 40 and the white is the 8. When they cross, when the purple is on the outside of the white and is above or candlesticks, we know we're looking for sales. So when it crosses above, for instance here, we know that's an entry point for a sale. That's when we start looking for our sales because those are strong moves down. So then what do we measure? Okay, so bam, with GBPs, you want to give yourself a 30 pip stop loss from your entry. Those are going to be with how volatile they are. And as you're going along, you'll start realizing that, I mean, it won't even go 30 pips, but those are what you have to give yourself with GBPs, 20 to 30 pips as you practice your entries and whatnot. But you give yourself 20 to 30 pips and your stop losses are never going to get hit. I can promise you it. Because once you get your cross, we get our cross, right? Now we're looking at the system. The system tells us if it's buyers or sellers in the market. So if we get our cross right here, or 8 and R40 cross for the sale, now the system is telling us red, all sellers are in the market. So what do we do at this point? Are you going to pop a buy here? What I would hope nobody would think, let me pop a buy. Like I said, the biggest thing with trading is it's all mental. Trading is all mental, and it's at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 shot. We do things every day that are that have way less I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but it's not 50-50. You know, it's literally you have buy or sell. There's not 3 options, there's not 4 options. You can't do 100 different things. Like, it's buy or sell. You have two choices. So once you learn when you should be trading, what you're looking for, when price is going to move, it doesn't become hard. It literally just becomes a game of patience and letting things come to you and following price. And when we have all these tools and everything that we know from our strategies combined with the system, it's really impossible to lose when you're just patient and you wait for your entries and you know that, okay, like I said, it's just about popping the entry. You pop your sale, you give yourself a 20 to 30 pip stop loss, 20 to 30 pips. And like I said, your stop loss has to make sense. It can't just be anywhere. It can't just be, I'm just going to put my stop loss here because this is how much money, this is whatever. This is where I'm going to put my stop loss. It has to make sense. So if I'm going to get in my trade, I'm going to look to see, okay, if I'm looking for my entries here, where's 20 to 30 pips? 20 to 30 pips is, okay, this is 30 pips. Where is it at? It's above my EMA. It's above my 200 EMA, which is telling me the trend. It's above that. It's above our special moving average. We know what our special moving average is. So it's above that. We got our cross. We got our cross right here. So I have 3 things protecting my trade. I have 3 things on my side. I have probably more than 3 because I have momentum on my side. I have the momentum on my side telling me their momentum is telling me, okay, or Hikinashi, red, sellers are in control. We pop we're on our 15-minute chart. We get our cross, bam. I mean, like I said, it happens. You let your trade play out and you're in profit, like you're sitting deep in profit. Your stop loss is 20 to 30 pips from the cross from your entry, and it never gets hit. Your TP, like I said, I like to trade with my TP open. When I'm growing my account, I like to trade with my TP open. So I mean, you catch your money, you secure your money, and then after that, you let your, you always let something ride because why you, when you get in, you have to have your confirmations to get in a trade, and you have to have your confirmations to get out of a trade, and they're almost the same thing. So if my confirmation is for a sale is to get in on the, if my confirmation for the sale is okay, I get my EMA cross, I have all sellers in control of the market. Why would I get out the trade? What's going to make me, why would I get out the trade? What has price dropped straight down? 80 pips, 100 pips, 90 pips, 96 pips, price dropped straight down in a matter of probably 2 hours. This is why I say you have to start trusting yourself and everything that we have. If you utilize it, that you will maximize your money very fast and you'll make a lot of money. I don't sit on TradingView. I don't sit on these. I don't sit on this too much. Like I mark it up. I set my alerts, whatever the case may be, and I'll keep it up. But at the end of the day, once I get my confirmations, you know, profit happens quick. You have to give yourself, the biggest thing too is when you get in a trade, you have to give yourself an hour. You can't just, if you get on the trade on a 15-minute chart, you can't exit the trade in 15 minutes. Like that's not trading. Like you have to trust yourself and let price play out. That's why I said you give yourself your stop loss. Okay, bam, my stop loss is at a real area, somewhere real. Like it has to make sense. It's above our EMAs. We have our cross. You can have the tight stop loss too, right above your cross. Bam, right above your cross, 20 pips from right there, from entry right there. Stop loss right above the cross, and you have momentum completely on your side. It drops straight down. So, I mean, like I said, then what's your confirmation to get out the trade? Cross back to the other side. 8 into 40, you have to cross back to the other side for you to get out your trade. So does that happen here? Does that happen here? No. Okay, this is pullback. This is natural. This is the market doing what it does. What happens? Price pulls back. Bam. Do they cross? No. Momentum pulls back. Now it comes back on your favor. And what happens? Price drops, 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 drops. 260 pips in one day. One day off of just one confirmation, and you trusting yourself, knowing, okay, I haven't got confirmation to get out the trade. Still haven't got confirmation to get out the trade all the way until here, if anything. But you see, we get the cross, and what happens? So bam, what happens now? What happens right back on the other side? Same thing happens, right? What are we writing? What do we know? Or 200 EMA is telling us the direction of the trend. So we're on that downtrend all the way. So what are we looking for? Are we looking for moves up or down? If we're on a downtrend, what are we looking for? If we're on a downtrend, what are we looking for? Buys or sells?
Sales.
Exactly. So what do we get? Our cross we get our 8 and our 40 cross, right? Where's that? Right here. We get that happen. We know this was Bredex right here. I already know what happened. This was the news. Some news or whatever news dropped. Price dropped down. News came. It brought it all the way straight up. You let news play out, and what happens? We get or Hikanashi momentum on the way down, and what happens eventually? Price drops. As soon as it turns red, it's gone. 100 pips from here. So imagine you got in from up here, that's 160 pips. But even off of just waiting for news to play out, news played out, bam, you got momentum on your side. You already got your cross. Like I said, you get in the trade at whatever point you get in the trade, and until you get confirmation to get out the trade, you don't get out the trade. And that's not until you get in here. That's 70 pips until it tells you to get out the trade. And then what do we have? What do we have happen? We know if we're riding a trend, okay, bam, we see what happens. Prices, if you're riding that buy, okay, cool. You could be in that buy because you got your cross for the buy, and it never crossed back down for the sale, right? Never crossed back for the sale. Respect, respect, respect. Never cross, never cross. What happened? Cross, 50 pips. Ride the trend, 50 pips. Happens very fast. This was the end of the market, end of the day. Easy. That's $1 lot. That's $500 that quick at the end of the day. A little end of the day move. $400, $300, however much you caught. it's really like I've been back testing it. I've been using it. I've been doing like on a standard. You mean, yeah, 1.0. So like I said, it's literally just a matter of patience, letting price play out, letting following the trend, and it's so easy to make money in this market. Like it's so like we've learned everything. We know all the strategies. We back tested everything. Like at this point, it's just a matter of just being patient, letting price come to you, following the market. When you're going against the trend, you know you're not being greedy. You catch your 20, 30 pips. If you know your EMA is telling you that it's a downtrend on the 15-minute chart and you're scalping, you're scalping on the 15-minute chart, you get your confirmation, you catch your 20, 30 pips. Like I said, you're not being greedy. You're not being greedy. You get in, let's say you get in for your buy. You get in for your buy here because you got your momentum on your side. You saw momentum, you're watching it. Bam, you get in for your buy. You're not going to be greedy. 20, 30 pips. You catch your 20, 30 pips against the trend, and what happens? Price came and shot straight back down. So if you didn't secure your money against it, price came and shot you right back. And you didn't secure no money and you just traded for no reason. So when you know you're going against it, you secure your money, bam, what happens? Price comes back down, does the same thing. If you're going in and you get in that trade, 20, 30 pips, 20, 30 pips. That's it. And because what happens? Bam, price comes, shoots straight up, and price comes straight back down. You get your momentum back down. You know you're with the trend. Easy move, and you catch 60 easy pips instead of trying to find those entries on the way up. These are hard. These are impulse up, came down, impulse up. Like if you got in here, if you bought in high, trying to buy in high, and price came right back down, that's 17 pips. Like I said, you got to give yourself 20 to 30 pips with GBP. So if you gave yourself 20 to 30 pips, still never got hit. 30 pip stop loss down there, still never got hit. Momentum still on your side. It never got hit, but it came back and you only got 20 pips. You only got 20 pips until you TP'd. But like I said, if you give yourself a 20, 20 to 30 pips with GBP stop loss and you're with momentum, you're gonna make profit. When you know you're going against the trend, you know you're only going for 20 to 30 pips. So like I said, if you held that trade and you were holding it for your TP is 20 pips. So bam, 20 pips, that happens. What I say, 30 pips against the trend. What happens? But if you're riding the trend, you get all your momentum comes on your side, you pop your trade and you're straight blue for 60 pips. That easy. So
Hey, Mike,
yeah,
you probably already said this, but what is the purple EMA?
40.
All right.
Yeah. So like I said, I mean, a lot of it comes down to just I don't overcomplicate things. I don't go against what I don't try to just do different things just to do different things. Like I don't play around with the money. I like to make my money and keep it as simple as possible. So if you guys got any questions.
Oh, I have a question. This is the 2.0, so the difference here is the 40, right? That's the biggest difference?
Yeah, the
Or
40, and then so what's added on as well now too is if you guys have watched the call on the channel about adding the new indicator, now we have or support and resistance will give us alerts on our phone. So when price hits right here, this pivot level, this yellow line right here is our pivot level. When price hits this right here, this whatever this is, 142, we'll get that alert straight to your phone that price hit this level. If price hits wherever support is, if price hits this area of support, we'll get this alert right here to our phone. So that's updated with the new one. This is resistance right here. Price hits that resistance, we'll get that alert straight to the phone. These support and resistances are ridiculously accurate. I use them aligned with the system. What's it called?
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
That's only
with
if
the
you got your
with the new
computer
alerts
open,
that
all
we
right?
have, with the new alerts, is there a difference between the blue pivot level and the yellow pivot level, or are they essentially the same thing?
So I treat them as zones. Just watch that call on the drive too. I'll talk about it kind of a little more in depth too. It's in the channel, not the drive. I'll upload it to the drive, but I treat it as a zone because sometimes they'll be exactly in the same area, like right here. Like for instance, right here, this resistance is right aligned at R2, and just like this support 2 is pretty much like right aligned at support 2. I treat those
Okay.
all I do is treat it like as a zone. So I mean, it's even more. I love it even more because I just do. That's my pivot level right there. So if I'm getting in, if I know I'm
Gotcha.
already
Okay.
looking for trades at my pivot, essentially, if price comes here, that's the highest I'm looking for price to come. I'll pop my
Yeah.
trade there, and I have a tight stop loss right above, and look for price to drop down below.
Cool.
Same thing with the areas of support. This would essentially be my area of support down here, and we see that it aligns with everything that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get that alert. I'll get that alert right there at that pivot. I'll have that marked up, bam, bam, and then I'll make my decision right there. I mean, pop the sale or whatever the case may be.
So
If it shoots, you said what?
with the alerts, they're gonna send us a message to the MT4 once they hit one of those zones.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it would do it for whatever pairs you have up. So it's pretty clutch. Like, you ain't even got to really be, staring at the charts too much. You trust your strong zones. You wait for it to get hit, and then all right, bam, it's time to work. So.
Mike.
Yeah.
Is there a video on how to set up the new system, the 2.0?
I mean, it's the same exact way as setting up the first way. It's just dragging the files over and whatnot.
Okay.
So, what's it called? Shoot. I mean, yeah, I'll resend the template I'll send the template in the chat, and then you just have to drag it over to your MT4. It's just, I mean, I guess I could do it real quick. All you do is, if you're on the HP, is just open data folder. First, to add the indicator is go to indicator, drag it from the chat here, or from our messages, whatever whatever message with me and you, drag it from here to there. Then go back and go to templates and drag the templates that I send you from here to there, and then close MT4, reopen it, and it should be updated.
I mean, I tried doing that, but it wouldn't let me. Like,
Are you on an HP or on a Mac?
On a Mac.
Yeah, so on a Mac it's different. If you want to share your screen for the Mac, I can show you how to do it on a Mac right now.
I'm actually on my phone, so you could just go on for now.
Got you. But yeah, so if anybody else has any other questions, anybody that's new or whatever, like everything essentially starts to look the same. So it's like, you could look at anything, and everything starts to look the same. That your certain pairs are more volatile than others, so you have to give yourself, you have to find your entries. Just wait to get your entries, but once you get those, it's just a matter of riding it out. You ride it out, and you're gonna make money.
Hey, Mike, you say you dropped the new templates and everything in the channel?
I'm gonna do it after this call.
All right, bro.
Yeah. So even for
That
instance,
that message that pops up all the time. What is that?
I could get it. I'll just if you guys give me a little bit after the call, I'll update it. It's nothing. I mean, it's nothing really, but
okay.
It doesn't really mean anything. But yeah. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, we get our cross. You're going against the trend. For instance, I mean, you get that cross, you only going for 20, 30 pips with anything. So with Jerk 30, that's 20, 30 pips right there. But you get your move with the trend, you get your cross. You already know you're looking for your buys with the trend. You get your cross, you pop the trade, it shoots straight up for 60, pulls right back. Like I said, you have a 20, 30 pip stop loss. Where's that? Does it make sense? Yep, that makes sense. Below my EMAs, below my Hikanashis, below my special EMA, below my 200, 20, 30 pips. Bam. And what do we have? Take off for 100 pips. 0.10, $1,000. I mean, that's $1,000 move right there. That's a 0.10. You trust your trade. That's on a, I mean, that's a Thursday, whatever. That's Friday morning, whatever this is, London session, the last London session. So you literally, it's just a matter of trusting yourself, knowing that, okay, I got my cross, momentum's on my side. Bam, I got everything I'm looking for. I mean, like I said, you put your 20, 30 pip stop loss, it make sense. Make your stop loss make sense and take off. Trust yourself, let price play out. Like I said, if you get in your trade and you have a 20 to 30 pip stop loss, one, you always have your TP. You have to have a goal, because as you see, I don't trade with my terminal at the bottom. I don't put price, I don't care what the dollar amount is for how much money I'm making. We make too much money to care about how much money we're making. It's about maximizing the profit and doing it every single time. And just having the same stop loss and, the same risk every single time and maximizing the profit every time, taking what the market gives you. Like I said, until you get your confirmation to get out the trade, why get out the trade? No reason to get out the trade. If you got confirmations to get in, then until you get your confirmations to get out, what are you doing? Let price play out. Let price do. Let price does. It's going to do what it does. You can't do anything about it. But it's going to go where it has to go at the end of the day. So you get your entry, you get your cross, bam. Like I said, you have your realistic stop loss below your EMAs because you're riding the trend. And you go to sleep. You put a movie on, whatever you do, you do it. And you don't sit there and watch the trade. But if you do, you catch 50 to 30 pips that fast, you're going to take profit, and that's perfectly fine. But like I like to do is leave a position open, whether it be taking partials, leaving one position open, leave one open. Because if you keep, essentially you want to move your stop loss to entry. So in this case, is Wick would have took it out. But if you leave your trade open, you catch 100 pips. So yeah, the 50 pips was cool, but it wasn't done. You didn't get the cross back down, or 40 never crossed back down. So why'd you get out the trade? Why'd you get out the trade if it never crossed back down the opposite way? Doesn't make, it really, it wouldn't be too many answers other than I hit my goal. That would be the only respectable answer, is that I hit my goal for the day. Other than that, you were just trading, trying to chase the money. So, and you just saw an impulse happen and you just took money off the impulse instead of letting the impulse come back and impulse for even more money. So one day of trading can take off your whole week. You could be done the whole week. Yeah, in this instance, I would re-enter if this wick were to break even. Definitely, because as we see our Hikanashis, bam, as soon as it turned green, it was done for. So in that instance, you could start looking at, price action or whatever the case may be, whatever you're looking at to know, should I get in my trade or out my trade? So yeah, that's pretty much. Mm-hmm.
So you're saying in regards to an exit indicator, we should be looking for the EMAs to cross, whether we're in a buy going up or a sell going down. Once we see those EMAs cross, that's a good signal for us to exit the trade.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. The 40 is a lot different than the 18, so it's not going to cross 100 times. It's not going to just sit there and play around a whole bunch. So you see, it has clean crosses. When you're riding the trend and what you should be looking for when you're trading in your sessions and whatnot. you get your crosses, and you can guarantee yourself money every single time. So I mean, like I said, I would be already getting in my trade. I get my 2 to 3, I get my candlestick confirmations, and I get in my trade, bam, we get in the trade, the EMA's cross, extra confirmation, and we already riding it, and we up 42 pips off of the, our momentum coming up. So it's just literally just following the momentum, following the trade, and it's nothing too crazy. So yeah, these EMAs are a lot cleaner. The other ones did fake out a lot. They do find great entries, but I mean, like I said, they will find you I mean, if you're just getting in them or whatnot, it's just easier to be faked out when they're crossing so many times. And I understood that. So the 40 should do the job, should clear up everything, update your phone. If you're not in Sniper U, enjoy the little sauce and whatnot. But I mean, everybody should, with the patience and whatnot, it's just a matter of just patience. Like, it's just patience, following price. Like, if you're looking at, and that's the thing, it's like, it's the bad habit, because only time if I lose a trade, it's because I'm sitting there on my phone or something like that, or I'm sitting there, being lazy, or, whatever the case may be. Like, I'm sitting there not looking at the system, or I didn't have my phone marked up and I just wanted to trade, or whatever it is. Like, and I just know I shouldn't be doing it, and I do it anyways. And that's when you lose. When I know, and I mean, like I said, I don't do that anymore, but that's the times when you lose, and when you go outside of what you should be doing, and what's the easiest way of making money. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what the reason is and why, people wouldn't use the system, especially when being in Sniper U. So it's just those, breaking those habits. It's easy you got to get out that habit of only thinking you can only catch 20 to 30 pips. Like, that's not the case. Like, I used to think that used to be a lot, and that was hard to do. And you had to be in negative for a long time, and you had to hold the trade to be up 50 pips, or to catch 100 pips didn't even seem real. Like, whatever the case may be. But like, we have all the tools, the strategies, the combinations. Like, we have every single thing to catch crazy amount of pips, makes crazy amount of money. Like, but it's literally just patience. Once you're patient, you follow price, you follow the trend, you trust yourself, you know what you're looking for, and you can make a lot of money. Like, your confidence will grow. What are your settings on inventory? 8 and 40. I'll never sell myself short again. Yeah, you can't sell yourself short again with these. Like, if you get in for the buy, for instance, here, and you thought price was going up, price came back down when it crossed again, it came back down and it hit your break even, and it would have been nothing telling you to be in the buy anyways. With all this red going on, nothing telling you to be in the buy. So literally at any point, you would have popped your sale at any single point, and you would have been in profit, because it was nothing telling you to get in for a buy. Nothing. And what does EG do? EG does the opposite. What is EG saying? I'm not selling, so what are my GBPs doing? If EG is buying and you can get in a buy at any time with EG, then you know what your GBPs are doing. You find your best setups and you make your money. You make your money, and it's just as simple as, I mean, it's, you could really keep it as simple as that. You do it, anything, like, everything starts to look the same. It's nothing, nothing looks different. If we didn't see what we were throwing on the screen, you wouldn't know what we were looking at. If you didn't see the price and we were just looking at the candlesticks, you wouldn't know what is what. You wouldn't know what is what. And if it's a in DC, if it's a GBP, if it's a whatever it is, you would have no clue. You would have no clue. So it's just a matter of just finding what you like to trade, what you're comfortable with, with the volatility, whatever the case may be, and owning those pairs and owning it. Like, it's really nothing too crazy to it. With the system and everything, is literally just following price. following price, finding your entries, buying low, selling high. And it's just, I mean, it's as simple as that. The patience part. And I mean, yeah, so shoot. I mean, that's pretty much it. So I'll let you, if you guys got any questions, like I said, we'll go for about an hour today. So if anybody got any questions, you can feel free to ask. If not, I'll upload the call to the drive and you should start being able to pick this call apart and find out, find your entries and start being able to back test and, know what you're looking for. You get your cross, you trust your move, you don't be greedy, you secure profits. Ooh.
Hey, Mike.
Yep.
I'm actually connected on my laptop. Would you want to do it now?
Yeah, it's fine. We can do it real quick. So share your screen for me. Okay, so let me see.
Do I give the mouse to you? Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so pretty much, let's see. So to add it on the Mac, you don't even have to have MT4 open to start. It's in the back. You hit go, hit it, and then on your keyboard, hit the options button. Then you hit library. Open that up. Application support. What are you using? Hugo's Way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I tried downloading KLT and it didn't work, so I'm just on Hugo.
Okay, so Hugo's Way, Drive C, Line Bottler, and then MQL4 to do the indicator part right there. Drag it in there, hit back, and drag templates in here. And that's how you do it on a Mac.
Got you.
So
Appreciate it,
Can
man.
you go over how to do it on HP again?
yeah. So with the HP, even simpler, all you do is you're on the system, you hit File, open Data Folder, MQL4 to add the indicator, go back, and templates to add the template. You'll close that, you exit, and you reopen, and right-click, template, and it will be sitting right there. So I'll upload the video so you guys can watch it. If you got any questions, hit the chat, hit me up. And yeah.
Can you explain what that 8 and 40 EMA cross is one more time for me?
Same as the 8 and the 18 is our entries, looking for entries. Just looking, it's our entry points. So we see like we get our cross, we get our cross here for the sell down, 40 on the outside, bam, sell right down, stop loss 20, 30 pips above, or right up, wherever, your stop loss, make it make sense above your Hikanashis right there, bam. And what do you get? Straight drop down. What happens the opposite way around? It crosses right here. What do you give yourself? 20, 30 pips. Stop loss. This is gold. So, it crosses at 1475. Put your stop loss 1473. That's 20 pips. Never gets hit. And what do you take off to? 1480, 70 pips or whatnot, 80 pips.
So if it crosses the 8 EMA, you just pretty much ignore it.
If it
What
what?
at 18? If it crosses the 18 EMA, you just pretty much ignore it.
Well, I took off the 18.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
just
I was
the
looking
8.
at my trading view.
It's
So
just
I
the
still
8
had
and the
18.
40.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just the 8 and the 40. So crosses, give yourself that 20, 30 pip stop loss. Never gets hit. Even here, you're going against the trend anyways. It crosses though. It looks like it crosses at 1479 and it drops down to like 1477. So, like I said, going against the trend, 20 pips, but you get in a trade going with the trend and it shoots up, another 30 pips or whatnot, and it goes into this consolidation. But Same way around, they cross again, and it drops straight down. What happens? It crosses, you know, you secure your money, crosses again, you give yourself that 20, 30 pip stop loss, and shoot straight up. You see it, I mean, it does a whole bunch of nonsense, but overall move is down, does the same thing, crosses straight down. So crosses right there, and that's what it's been doing today, straight up. So even today it crossed, hit this pivot level this morning, bam, and it went from 1478 to 1480, and it's shooting still right now. So like I said, it's just a matter of having your charts up. I didn't have gold up, so I didn't get no alert or anything like that, so I didn't see it happening. But even then, I mean, that's a trade, you know, you get in it, you catch your money, and it wouldn't been nothing to tell you to been scared to get in that buy. You put your stop loss 20 pips, and does it ever get hit? Nope. Never gets hit, and you're in profit. Yeah, Princess, I mean, essentially, I teach my friends that know nothing about trading, and they don't be going in with no crazy lot sizes, so they don't make no crazy money, but they don't really be losing no trades like that when they do trade because they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. So it's like they just listen to what I say, and it's nothing else. Like, they don't know nothing else. They literally have no clue what a pattern, like they don't know nothing off of just the simple things I tell them. So, you know, they don't be trading like that, and they just trade on their demo and stuff, but they're always in profit and they're always making money because it's simple things. Like, you could really keep it as simple as you want. Like, yeah, you could go into it and you could get real technical and, you know, learn all these different things, but like I said, when you get your crosses and you know that, okay, I got myself 20 pips from this cross right here, I have all this momentum on my side on the system, I'm gonna catch my money. I'm gonna catch my money, and I don't really care about what else. Like, I don't really care what's going on. Like, I could care less about, you know, whatever everybody else got to say. Like, I don't really care. Like, I know I'm in profit. I know I'm blue. You know, I found my entry and I'm good. So the 8 and a 40 are a cheat code. I told you I've been taught, mentored by enough people, combined enough thing with the system and everything. Shit, I mean, yeah, if you don't know nothing, then you really know everything. If you don't know nothing, you know everything, to be honest. Like, you are in the perfect spot. If you know nothing, like, then you are gonna make a lot of money very fast. So just study study the chart, study the calls and whatnot. You know, and you start making money very, very, very quick. So like I said, you always have your exit plan, you have your entry plan, you have your goals. And as time goes, you just slowly start increasing your lot sizes and you start making a lot of money. It's nothing too complicated. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing telling you to get in for the sale yet. It's nothing telling you that. You just be patient, wait to get your confirmations. You didn't get in for the buy already. No reason for you to get in for the buy. You see where it could go up to 1481. It looks like we got about what 1480 to 1481 is 100 pips or 10 pips. That's 10 pips, right? So we still got some room to go. And then we'll look to sell off of 1481, and we see 1481 makes sense. You get your confirmations on the way back down, and guess what we're doing on the way back down? Making some nice money, right? All you gotta do is just be patient and wait to get those confirmations. That's all you gotta do. US 30 is probably doing US 30 has not dropped yet, but probably see US 30 continue to rise after it drops a little bit more after what's it called is done doing its thing over there. After gold finished doing its little jump, we'll look for that to drop and US 30 to rise again. But yeah, so that's just pretty much everything. You know, I could go on and on and on, but it's not too much to go over. You know, get your rest, do whatever you got to do, be up for London session, be up for your times to trade. have your alerts set. Have your alerts set for that 8 and 40. I promise you, you can make a lot of money off those simple things. You know, look at the system. Don't try to be the master trader that everybody claims to be. It's not about that. Keep it simple on yourself. When you're making a lot more money than everybody else, they're gonna call you a master trader naturally. So, but yeah. So let me see. Yeah, a lot of blues coming. I promise you that. Literally, just follow price, get your cross. You know when you get your cross, and I mean, you're looking at the system, and you get your cross, and it's like, all right, this is too easy. This is too easy for me. Like, you know, like I said, this is too easy. Like, that's why I literally sometimes I be like, I be getting in trades and it happens so fast. I just be walking around the house like, damn, I'm up a 1,500. Like, damn, I don't even know what to do sometimes. Like, it'd be so like it happens so easy, so fast. Like, and I'm sitting here like everybody want to be this, you know, just want to be this master trader and learn all these like crazy things. And I'm like, it took people years to write these books about trading, years to write the Bible, like years to write these things and learn these things. Like, I ain't got years. Like, I don't got it, and I'm not gonna sit here and stress myself out about it. I think that it's like the new world. Like, things evolve, things change. You know, things change. So if you're gonna sit there and try to be the old school naked chart trader, then that's not. I promise you, that's not what you're gonna get in Sniper U. Like, I'm not gonna teach you that, and you're never gonna hear me talk about it. Like, this is new. I mean, this is like I said, this is new. I mean, it's 2020 now. I'm not trading with a naked chart in 2020 ever. It's just as simple as that. I do be pacing. Like, I be in the mirror. Like, I be in the mirror. I just be looking at my future for real. I'd be like, damn, like this is crazy. Like, you know, it's not that hard. Like, all I gotta do is just be patient. All I gotta do is be patient and be up. Be up. Like, you have to be up. I promise you, being up is worth it. Like, I promise you, being up during the London session, waiting to get your cross, waiting to get momentum on your side during the London session is worth it. If you do not find your sniper entry right away during London for your however many pips you're trying to catch, it is okay. Just wait for the volatility to play itself out and wait for price to dump up or down, and you will know, because momentum will be going completely that way. You'll get your crosses, and all you have to do is pop the trade, give yourself that 20 to 30 pip stop loss, and enjoy your profit. Go to sleep, put your TP at support 1, support 2, wherever it is. Whatever the case may be, enjoy the blue because you know that you are riding a trend. It's not always about finding that, damn, it is going crazy.
I was just in there looking at that shit, just shot the fuck up. Like,
So what time frame is better for the crosses? I mean, you know, I would okay. Let me chill out. I was gonna say the 5 minute. When you got, I mean, like when you really start getting, once you really start like, hold on, let me get rid of. I got this thing in the background still. So it's like, I mean, even with like gold, right? Sheesh. It's like I won't say that I get in on my 5 minute cross or anything like that, but when I'm looking at the system and whatnot, and I'm looking for, you know, my momentum and, you know, looking to see where I'm at, what I always do is I start from our higher time frame. So for this instance, I know from here that our 200 EMA is below our candlesticks, right? On our hour. So if my 200 is below my candlesticks on that hour time frame, I know that overall my stronger moves are going to be up for the buy. The further we get away from it, we know that we're going to eventually come back and test it, but we know that our stronger moves are going to be up for our buys until price tells us to otherwise. So for that instance, like I said, you could mark it up on that case, but you see it would never even, you don't even see it in the picture. So bam, I'll go to my 30 minute. So now I see, okay, this is where it's at on the 200. This is where my 200 EMA is at, right? On the hour time frame. Like I said, the hour time frame, the higher time frame we go are the stronger moves. So I don't go really, too much. You could go to the daily, the hour 4 and whatnot, but it's the same thing. You just have to mark up and know where your EMA is at. So if that's on my hour, I know on my 30-minute, this is where my 30-minute EMA is at, right? So right now we're just looking at to see where the trend is at, to see if we're looking for pushes up or down. That's sickening.
Bro.
That's sickening. I won't even lie to you. But okay, so that's one thing that I want to stress. We have to. I don't want to be the only one getting on Zooms when we are all essentially doing the same thing. And like I said, it's what I do and how I trade and everything is really not that hard, and it's not too complicated, and it's really not too hard to even teach. You know what I mean? Like the biggest thing is just the repetitiveness. Like it's just doing it over and over and over again, and just not going out of the routine. And I say that because we can get on Zoom. Like if I got to give up my password and like whatever, so we could get on Zoom, like people could just get on Zoom every day and have unlimited Zooms. Like that's what I'll do. But we should be, people can get on Zooms all day long and, look at the charts, look at what we're, get on the, let's look at it. We're going to be looking at, everybody's looking at the same exact thing. We know what we're looking at. And even if you're not getting in the trades or, or whatnot, if you're just looking at it with somebody else, or you're looking at it, whether it be 5 people on the call, 6 or 7 people on the call, like I said, it's having that support system and that, talking to somebody and, what do you think, just watching it happen, seeing things happen and just trusting yourself. And, if you're on a call with somebody, you're naturally just probably going to end up getting in the trade anyways, just because you're talking to somebody and somebody else has another opinion or whatever the case may be. So, if somebody was just like, hey, I'm about to hop on Zoom, whoever wants to hop on, like, you guys would have looked at gold together, in the gold chat, whatever, like, hey, I'm hopping, I'm not doing anything. Who wants to get on Zoom? You hop in that, you guys see your confirmations together. 2 minds is better than 1 all the time. So between 2 people, even if you're looking at the same thing, you've got 2 different opinions. And, all right, let's, this looks like a good buy. We get in our buy together and let's ride it out. We got our 20 pip stop loss. And okay, cool, bam, what happens? We shoot straight up for 300 pips. So whatever, what is this, from 1476 to 1481? So that's crazy right there. So, but that's just literally just getting on with somebody else. And like I said, 2 minds is better than 1. Just bottling yourself up and just, kind of trying to isolate yourself isn't going to be effective in advancing yourself and getting rid of your bad habits. Because it just won't. I could go into it all day of why it won't, but it just won't. If Anitra's I don't know if Anitra's on the call or whatnot, but I've said it before, we just get on the calls, talking to each other, whatnot, looking at the same, not even always looking at the same thing, but whatever the case may be, it's just about having that, talking to somebody and, just having somebody to be there and just have a second opinion sometimes. Like, and if you guys are both both using the same methods and looking at the same, having the same concepts, and you can't really, you can't really lose. So I know that went completely off track of the EMA talk, but as far as, like I said, we're getting in with the EMAs, I mark up to see where my bigger, where my 200 EMA is at. So if I already know I'm looking for my buys, then if we're looking for that, like that hour cross of the 40 and the, if we're looking for that hour cross of the 40 and the 8, right? So that hour cross of the 40 and the 8, you want to identify where it happened at. So we've already identified where our 200 EMA is. We already know the trend is pushing up, whatever the case may be. So now we already have our cross happened for a move up. So we already had that cross happen for that push up. I promise you this 40 and 8 is going to take out a lot of the confusion that you're asking right now of the time frames and whatnot. Because you see on this, in this case right here, it never crossed on the hour time frame for the sale back down. Right here, it respected 100% and it continued up. So this is on the hour time frame. So you see how, how that happened on the hour. You go down to the 30. That was an entry right there on the 30. But what do we, like I said, 15, 15 was even. So bam, I mean, if that was your entry on the 30, that's a good, I mean, you know, that's a good entry on the 30, crosses right there. But if you were on the 15, let's see where that entry would be at on the 15. Pretty much in the same, you know, somewhere in the same area, just a little better entry. You know, you already know you're looking for your buys. You see that you see where your EMA is at right here, or 200 EMA is still telling us for the pushes up, and we get that push up. I mean, you even get, you know, you get saucy with it, and you're on the 5 minute, and you see on the 5 minute, you're below the 200 EMA, right? On the five, don't forget we're on the 5 minute. So we already know on our higher time frames we're looking for the buys. So you're gonna find the best entry and the most precise entry on the 5 minute when it crosses the 200 to the upside. Does that make sense? Because on the 5 minute, as you can see all here, we're below the candlesticks, but we're on the 5 minute. This isn't anything that you want to be getting in for the sale, because we know that all we're doing is looking for our buys to the upside, right? So we're looking for pushes above the 200 EMA, right? We're looking for pushes above the 200 EMA the same way we would be doing it on the 30-minute time frame. On any time frame, we're looking for pushes above the 200 EMA, right? Does that make sense? On any other, we know we're on this time frame, so we're looking for those pushes above. So it's the same thing. We already have our strong bias. We already know the moves that we're looking for. So if I'm on the 5 minute and it's below, I know I'm not looking, I don't care about any of this. But when I get my cross to the upside, I know that's the move that's going to continue the higher time frames. It's going to push the higher time frames to make those crosses, because now the 5 minute cross, the 5 minute cross all the way pretty much down here is when it made that clear cross. The clear cross was all the way down here at below the pivot at 1477. So about 20 pips, about 20 pips is on that 5 minute time frame is where your stop loss is at. Is where essentially where your 20 to 30 pip stop loss is on the 5 minute time frame. That's your entry on the 5 minute, is your stop loss on the 15. Does that make sense? If that kind of makes sense, that's like some super, that's super sauce. Like it aligns perfect. It aligns. All you have to do is just be patient and make your higher, know what you're looking for on the higher time frames. Just mark it up and know that, okay, bam, this is where my 200 is at here on the hour. This is where it's at on the 30. This is where it's at on the, whatever it is, wherever we put this was our entry, but this is where it was at on the hour. This is where it's at on the 30. Bam, we know on the 5 minute, we're looking for buys. So really down here, you see on the 5 minute at the 200 EMA, look at that entry right there. You see that on the 200 right there? On the 5 minute, you got your 200 marked up. Like I said, just mark it up. Mark up where your EMAs are at, because it's cheating. It's cheating with the system. I promise you, it's like cheating. Because look where we marked up the 200, and wherever it might have been at the time, all the way down here, look at where it's at. If you had your 200 marked all the way down here, and look where it came in with. Price dropped all the way down, came right and touched the 200. Look at that. That's beautiful. You're on the 5.
This shit is way too easy, bro.
Where's that at? Where's that big? Where's that? We probably can't even see that. Wherever it is, we saw what it was on that. They went down and touched the 200. Perfect. So I just went crazy on the thing, but you get what we're looking at. So like I said, you just mark it up. Just know where they're at. Know that, okay, like I said, I won't say you could do it, but I will say that, once you get it down and you know what you're looking for, and you get your crosses to continue the trend on the 5 minute with this 200 EMA, you're going to get perfect entries. And like I said, this is game changer. So this is, all momentum on our side, everything on your side. And it's a blue, it's all blues. Like, so you could have been done trading really for the day today, or you could have been done trading for the week off of this move right here already. Pop the standard right there. That's $3,000 or something like that. $4,000 1.0 or a dollar lot, whatever, however you want to consider the terminology. But yeah, if you stayed on the call, then that was pretty much like, that was damn near like the super end sauce the in-depth, I guess, sauce, whatever, the EMAs and whatnot, of just marking them up. You see, we got it all marked up. Everything makes sense all the way around the chart. Everything makes sense. All these red lines are just our EMA marks and entry points of where we wanted to begin the trade or where our EMAs are sitting at, and everything aligns with the system. And if it, it gives us those in-between zones, it gives us those perfect alignments. It gives us every single thing. All we got to do is just follow the trend, follow the market. And it's as easy as that. So when we see things like this happen, when we see like big gaps in the Hikanashi and the candlesticks like this, it's no way in hell I'm going to try to get in my sell. I have to wait for my Hikanashis to meet it. I'll do the same thing, cross back over red, get all my confirmations for my sell. So I wouldn't even dare. If anything, it could even shoot up even further past there before before we really get some type of real sell movement back down. So, I probably wouldn't even touch it now till London, to be honest, if you're trading gold. But that move to start the day was beautiful. And you could have caught it. Like I said, just hop on Zoom, tell people, hey, I'm not doing that. Let's hop on Zoom. Like, let's see what's going on. At the beginning of sessions is essentially when you want to hop on a Zoom. Beginning of any session, really, like, all right, let's hop on a Zoom and let's see what we're looking at. Like, Asian session's about to start. Mike said, don't trade Asian. Hop on the Zoom. Hop on the Zoom, mark up your chart, see what it's looking at. See if you're getting where we at, what's going on. All right, bam. Whatever the case may be. London session, let's hop on it. Let's hop on an hour before. Maybe we ain't got to hop on before. I want to be in my zone. I want to be trading. I want to be mentally prepared for London. I want to find my move. I want to catch my move, whatever, but let's hop on before. Let's hop up. Let's mark up the chart. Let's see what we're looking at. Whatever the case may be, just do it. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be it could be everybody. It could literally be everybody. No, Asian session does not slap. But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, you could trade at any times. But you have to be looking at the system. Like, look at the system and really it's not trading at any time, but you could catch your moves. Like, you get your confirmations, catch your moves, put your stop loss, get your confirmations. And as long as you get your confirmations, then I can't be mad at you. But if you didn't get any confirmations and we have the 8 and the 40 and all this, like, then I'm going to be mad. Then I'm going to be mad if you're losing money because you're buying high and you don't have a real stop. Like, then I'm going to be mad but if you have your confirmations and you made your analysis, you know what you're looking at, then you can't be mad. You get in this trade and bam, you catch your money. And it's during the Asian session. So market open is Sunday, whatever. I'm going to stop looking at that. But yeah. So that's why I said gold. Should have just popped the sell on gold the way that was acting. Or pop the sell on US 30 the way gold was shooting up. This is going to probably drop down to the pivot level. But sure, yeah. So like I said, I could go on all day, to be honest. So everybody that stayed on, though, I mean, I appreciate you guys and hope you guys got something out of that. I guess the call still is getting recorded, so I'll upload it. If anybody else got any questions, though, just feel free to ask. Yeah, of course.
You said you're gonna drop the 2.0 template in the chat after this.
Yeah, I could do it for you, right? I'll do it on the call right now. Because if I get off the call, I'll go mind my business. Let me see. Okay, everything looks about correct. It's fire. And it was a public call. Ain't that a shame? Let me save this as game changer with alerts.
Do you still use the 144 EMA?
Yeah, you could keep it up. But the 200 is overall the one that like I use for my stop loss. Essentially, the 200 is the stand, is the stronger one. So once that 200 breaks and price breaks that one, then I know that I'm gone for sure.
Okay.
I just I just kind of, sometimes too many lines can confuse people. So, kind of keeping it as simple as possible. That 8 and that 40 at the end of the day, following the trend of the 200 will ensure you pips and ensure you, good money. So, I
Appreciate
mean,
it.
I still like that 18, but at the end of the day, it does cross a lot. So it can easily, do that fake out. As far as that, our whole moving average on here, it's just an extra confirmation for me. It's just that extra it's just extra confirmation as far as the color wise. Like if it crosses like that and it's still blue, that wouldn't be me, saying, okay, I'm not going to get in for my trade or whatnot. You just have to be, you just have to find your entry. So if, for instance, if, we get this cross for this sale right here, right? So, or, I wouldn't be getting in this trade in this instance. I wouldn't be looking to get in that sale. But if you do, that, like I said, you're going against the trend, right? So you're only going to secure, X amount of pips. So you're not trying to overdo it, and you have a stop loss in place because you don't want something like this to happen going against the trend when you're going against the trend, and price shoots straight back up because that's what price is going to do with the trend. The moves up are always going to be stronger than the move down, and they're going to happen faster. So but you do that, let's say you got in that sale and then you just hit break even quick, whatever the case may be. Okay, bam, that's cool. That's okay. And then, I mean, maybe you had that sell bias, right? Price already crossed the moving or special moving average, price still respecting, you still have a sell bias. That's okay. Because if you still have that sell bias and you didn't get in for this buy and price shot up, what happened when price came back down? Now what happened? Now you got your move, right? Now you got your move for your sale, price crossed, and what happened? You got in your sale, and now you drop straight down for 400 pips on US 30. So that's why I said what you're looking at, you're always right. You just have to be patient and let it come to you, and not be, whatever else happens doesn't matter. Like until you get your confirmation for what you're looking for, then nothing else matters. Like if all this happens and you're looking for a sale, then wait to get your sale confirmation and then get in your trade. Protect your pips, like I said, protect your trade, and it comes in, the price drops straight down to our EMA. So market opened and it shot straight up.
Hey Mike,
Yeah.
do you mind looking at GCAD 15-minute chart? Like I know you said not to trade during Asian session, but like let's say this happened during London, this would be a buy, right?
Yeah, like off of this cross right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be expecting, that price to make that push up. We're right at our pivot level though, so you would have that tight stop loss, but you could be expecting that push. You'd be expecting your push up. I mean, I don't, like I said, that if that sell down is the trade you would have been in anyways, so you wouldn't even really been caring about this going on right here. But like I said, the moves will happen, and they happen fast enough to where during your session you won't have to question yourself. All you have to do is do it, and let price play out, because this was during a New York session. So like I said, this is GPP. You could trade it during a New York session. You just have to get your confirmations and know what just get your confirmation. So you get your New York cross, and what happens? You drop down for 60 pips. Nothing crazy. This ain't nothing crazy. GBP's move for 100 plus pips, in a day. So that's 160 pips. So this isn't nothing crazy in the GBP world, but in our world, this is a lot of money. This is $600. This is $60. This is $500. Like this is a lot of money off of just a simple move. And this is during a session. So, you could trade it during the Asian session. You get your confirmations yesterday or the day before, you get your buy confirmation, you pop your trade, and you shoot straight up for 20 or so pips. But like I said, that's all you're trying to catch. You got your buy confirmation, new day started, you saw it switched over for the buy, 20 pips. What did I say? That's as much as you try to catch. So you can see prices shooting back up right now. I mean, you could draw a fib from I got the black line, so that don't mean nothing, but probably somewhere in this area right here, wait for price to come up to resistance, whatever the case may be. But I wouldn't really be caring too much about what's going on right now. We'll wait to see what comes. If we get our manipulation to resistance 1, then I'll be looking to sell it off of there and take it back down to support 1. Yeah. So just follow the trend, just follow the movement during your sessions, and you can't go wrong. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. So if anybody else got any question? Let me check the chat for you quiet ones. Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for staying on the call. 2020 really is going to be, 2020 really is going to be crazy. So it will be, I'm definitely excited for everything that is in store for us. Definitely. So get those alerts set up on your phone. The call is in the channel, and you're good from there. We all in, yes, sir. All right, I appreciate you guys.